Welcome to today's 3 Minutes of Halacha. Today I want to discuss with you in brief the laws of Mechirat Chametz, of selling your chametz. It all begins with a brief mention in the Gemara, where the Mishnah states that if a person were to sell their chametz, they need to remove the chametz from their home and take it to the marketplace. Next, in a Tosefta, we learn of a case of a Jew and a non-Jew who were at sea. Pesach arrived, and the Jew had to get rid of all of his chametz. What would he do? Throw it overboard? What would he eat? And so the Tosefta suggests that what the Jew can do is sell the chametz to the non-Jew in an absolute sale, and then after Pesach, it's permitted to buy it back. That scenario begins to sound somewhat like what we do nowadays, and yet it really wasn't practical until the Middle Ages, when Jews began to own breweries and distilleries, and they possessed so much chametz at the time of Pesach that it would be impossible to remove everything from their possession while selling it to a non-Jew. Therefore, Rabbi Yoel Sirkis, the Bach, came up with a novel suggestion, and specifically that at the time of Pesach, what they could do is both sell their chametz and the location in which the chametz is found. In this way, they are removing the chametz from their possession, but not having to move it at all. This way of selling chametz, using it as an exception when there was no option to do anything else, remained until a couple of hundred years ago, when all of a sudden arose on the scene the idea of appointing a rabbi on a regular basis to sell chametz that a person may have at home. At first, it was controversial, but today it's commonplace that everyone appoints their rabbi not to buy their chametz, as is often said, but literally to serve as their agent, to transfer the ownership of their chametz to a non-Jew, and then at the end of Pesach, to offer to buy it back from the non-Jew. The contract and the sale is very, very complex, and therefore individuals don't do it on their own. It requires a good amount of Jewish legal knowledge, and rabbis are the ones who typically will execute the sale. In Chicago, the CRC annually has a Mechirat Chametz. This year, however, we have two problems. One is the traditional way of appearing at the rabbi and appointing him to be your agent is nearly impossible with our stay-at-home orders. And therefore, this year, you could contact the rabbi either by phone and appoint him an agent, contact the rabbi by email, or by some other means. At KINS, you can fill out the form that you receive or that's available on the website, scan it, and send it back to me, and that would appoint me to be an agent. The sale itself this year will be somewhat different in the sense that normally the sale is a large event with many people present. This year it'll be limited to an absolute minimum, the minimum being witnesses and the non-Jew. Following Pesach, we'll be able to hopefully buy the chametz back from the non-Jew. There are those who are also this year using an online form. That is totally permitted, a bit unusual, but in unusual circumstances is this. It's something that can be relied on. Sell your chametz. Be in touch with me or any of your rabbis to make sure it is sold properly, and make sure that this year we stay safe and stay at home.